Hi everybody, I'm so happy you're here for today's Tarot for Beginners. We're going to be talking about what is tarot, how does it work, and I'm going to teach you guys a pretty simple spread for people who are just learning to read tarot. So this is going to be really my daily tarot practice whenever I'm reading tarot for myself. And so what I'll do is I normally pull a card every single day, just kind of as like something to tap into for that day. So it's always something that's kind of like a reminder or a reality check or a way to focus my attention for that day or whatever. Like I always get some sort of good message and good value out of it. But right now I am going to tell you guys about tarot. I'm going to show you guys my deck, and then we're going to do a past, present, future spread. And I'm just going to kind of explain to you guys a little beginner spread. So I have the Ethereal Visions Tarot set, and I personally love this set. I got it. So whenever I first started learning to read tarot, this is the first deck that I started to learn on at one of my friend's house. And then when I went to buy my first tarot deck, there was this exact same deck, and there was one left. So I was like, clearly this is the deck for me. So this is what they look like. So they're super cute, but look at this, you guys. Oh, I'm gonna have to find a way to like link an Amazon version. I'm sure there is an Amazon version, but they're so just like metallic and beautiful. And obviously it's a little bit about the aesthetic for me, it is. Okay, so whenever you're starting to learn to read tarot, so there's 78 cards in here. There's 22 cards from the major arcana, which is gonna be some of the like main life themes. So essentially if you draw a major arcana card, it's going to be a card that is something to do with maybe a life transition or a life theme or a blessing or a new season or something like that. And then there are suit cards, kind of like in a deck of cards. And so there's the wand suit, the cup suit, the pentacle suit, and the sword suit. And so each suit connects with a different, essentially like aspect of life. And then there's obviously kings and queens and aces and all those things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm just going to explain a little bit about each suit. I'm going to tell you guys like my understanding and how I interpret it, and then I'm going to read you guys what the book says. One thing that I've definitely learned reading tarot is a lot of people have different explanations, if that makes sense. Like everybody has the same core fundamentals of how tarot works, but sometimes people have their own interpretation of like the Seven of Wands, for example. So a lot of reading tarot is about your intuition. So whenever I go in to start reading, I always invite my guides in, my angels in, so that way I know that they're, directing, they're having a hand in this, and they're helping me to understand the deeper meaning or the imagery or whatever that looks like. So normally I'll literally just be like, hey angels, I want to do a tarot reading. Will you guys please come in, join me, guide me, help me, and show me whatever it is that I need to see in this reading. And that's just a little practice. You don't have to say it out loud. You can say it in your mind. You can say it in your mind's eye, whatever you feel like. That's just personally what I say. And sometimes it's like way simpler than that. Sometimes it's like, yo, angels, I need some guidance. Let's draw a card. It's like all about how you communicate with your guides. You don't have to communicate with them anyway, fancy or anything like that. Okay, so within all of the different cards, I'll just start drawing some cards and telling you guys about them. So we have the Four of Wands. So one thing that's always really important whenever you are reading is to look at and interpret the imagery. And so Wands normally is the suit that is going to be focused on creativity, your career, wisdom, guidance, just bringing things to life that you thoroughly enjoy. And so that's going to be kind of what the Four of Wands, or what the Wands as a suit is. And then in this, you can see that there's an angel, looks like maybe in distress, right above what looks to be a church. And so this to me, it definitely is signifying a time where you have a guardian angel watching out for you, but maybe that guardian angel isn't able to fully connect with you. And so the guardian angel's like, come on, I'm trying so hard to connect, but there's this barrier between the guardian angel being able to connect with them, you know, at maybe the church level or at the level of organized religion. And I think that resonates with a lot of people who love tarot and things like that. They don't resonate with organized religion. And so it makes a lot of sense that people, you know, sometimes go to church wanting to have the spiritual connection and they don't get that there. Okay, so here's what the book says about the Wands suit. The suit of Wands mirrors your consciousness and gives insight into the core of what you are. Wands encourage you to take action in situations that arrive in your life. The Four of Wands, it says life is worth celebrating. After all, what is this hard work for if we can't celebrate the smallest victories? Take a moment to consider the structure around this card. It reveals we're part of the greater whole. How does our success affect the world around us? Build up those strong foundations through what's true in our hearts, because that's what drives our passion. And this is for sacred pause, celebration, community, and union. That's so cool. And so that's what's like always interesting, is that you're always able to like dive in and get this like, you know, kind of textbook meaning, but then everybody is able to, you know, input their own kind of interpretation on what this looks like based on imagery and then based off how it applies to their life. So that's really what you're looking for, is how you can take this card and apply it to your life, or maybe what you're seeking, because you're always going to get guidance for something that's specific to whatever it is that you're going through or experiencing in that time. Okay, we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, this one is, this one's a lot. So one thing that comes up a lot in swords reading is swords normally are about power. And within swords, it's always the reminder that swords are about power, conflict, but always to remember that swords can be double-edged. So essentially, I always look at it as like, use your power wisely, because you have power, but you need to use it to do good and to help others, not to tear people down, if that makes sense. So that's kind of my interpretation of the swords. So what the book says about the suit of swords is associated with power and conflict. But be keen to remember that swords have a double edge. They serve as a reminder that there is a fine line between good and evil, so be mindful of your thoughts and ambitions. So that's the suit of swords. So whenever I was first learning, what I would do, every time I would draw a card, is in my book, and I think probably in all books, there is basically a summary page for each suit and for each card. And then there's also a cheat sheet of spreads in the front. So that's why it's really cool if you're learning to definitely get a set where there's a book, and that way you can use that as you go through. Okay, Nine of Swords. You feel overwhelmed and things might seem out of your control to the point where it keeps you up at night. A situation may happen and it's time to reach out for help before it completely consumes you. Ease the worry and anxiety and overwhelm by breaking it down before it breaks you down. Anxiety, fear, depression, overwhelm, worry, and negativity. So it's so weird. This card was literally me last night. I told my boyfriend, he was like, how did you sleep? I'm actually dog sitting in Wilmington. He was like, how did you sleep? I was like, honestly, I had this terrible nightmare that I was getting attacked in the ocean by this giant whale shark thing that was orange called a couscous. It was wild, honestly. Welcome to my dreams. And I was like, and it was so vivid, and I like woke up and I was like so anxious. I could not fall back to sleep. I like tossed and turned forever. And so it's so crazy how like literally this was me last night. And it's literally saying like, hey, whenever things are really heavy, share them with somebody. Don't feel like you have to take all these things on alone. Oh, I love how the deck always like just knows how to speak to you. Okay, there's another Wands. We're going to skip that since we've already done Wands. Okay, this is cool. This is one of the major arcana cards. And so this is going to be one of the cards that's essentially talking about just different life transitions, different times of life. And will give you insight into maybe some direction as to where you're going. So in these cards, they are numbered. So this card is numbered 13, if that, you know, resonates with anybody for any particular reason. So 13 Sorry guys, my pages are sticking together and I just can't quite find it. Oh, that's why. I have trouble with Roman numerals, you guys. It's actually 23, not 13. So that's going to be on me for not knowing. Okay, this is the Artist. The Artist is the vessel of creation. This card signifies humankind and shows when you need to open to the knowledge that is available to you if you stop and set aside the distractions of the human condition and listen. Visionary, interpreter, creative, passion. You know what's so funny about this card is, so the past couple of days I've been dog sitting in Wilmington, so I've just been like making content, brainstorming, putting together a content calendar, like all these different things, like all the things I've been learning that I want to start sharing on my channel. And yesterday I was just laying on the beach and I was kind of bored. I was like, honestly, like I just need to like tap into the Akashic Records and get some guidance. And I went on a beach walk, tapped into the Akashic Records, and I had like 3 big light bulb moments that came to me of like, you literally have and know the answers inside of you, but you never actually just chill and calm down and like spend time in the records or spend time doing whatever you need to do to get that insight into the things that you already have inside of you and the things you already know. And it was such a good wake-up call that I was like, oh yeah, I literally know what I'm supposed to do. I just need to like chill, get in the records, and actually take time to like tune out all other distractions and not be like, what's the next thing, what's the next thing, here's the to-do list, you know, just tune all the things out instead. Okay, I'm going to stop there on just kind of like my general overview. So now I'm going to show you guys how to do like a super basic spread. So like I said, a lot of times during the day, I will like pull a card in the morning. But as far as like shuffling the deck goes, everybody has their own things. Some people like to shuffle like this. Some people like to shuffle like the traditional way. Some people shuffle goldfish style. I just do whatever I feel like. The other thing is some people read cards upright and reversed. I personally only read upright. I just feel like there's enough meaning in all the cards upright that like I don't need to have 2 meanings for every card. That's just my personal opinion. There's nothing wrong if you do choose to read reversed. It's just, it's not for me. So what I'll do is I'll shuffle my deck, and then right now I want to do a past, present, and future on my spiritual business. This is so like vulnerable for me to do on camera, you guys, because I just really want to get more insight into like my spiritual business and just understand a little bit more. That's what I was tapping into the records about yesterday. Just like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing in my spiritual business? Am I spending my time how I'm supposed to spend it to make the biggest difference? You know, just all the things that I've been wondering. So normally what I'll do is I'll have an intention like that. I never just like, unless it's just like a daily card pull, then I'll kind of come with no intention. Most of the time if I'm going to do a spread, I come with an intention. So now you guys know what my intention is. I'll shuffle, and then I have this practice, you don't have to do it, it's just what I do, where before I pull my cards, I'll just like knock on them, and then I'll just like dust off to like symbolize like clearing out any old energy from any other old readings that I've done. And then sometimes after that, I'll just give them like one more shuffle. And then past, present, future is a 3-card reading. So what I'll do is after I shuffle, knock off the energy, I'll literally just do past, present, future. And then how I do a reading is I like to dissect each card one at a time. So what I'll do is I'll flip over the first card that symbolizes past. I'll dissect that card, then I'll move on to present and future, and then I'll kind of look at it as a whole. That's just how it makes the most sense for me to just kind of understand and comprehend. So that's how I'm going to take you guys through this. Okay, so past. It's so funny. I literally had like an inkling that I was going to get this. So my past card was the Devil. And the Devil card is a lot about how sometimes you bog yourself down by living in like this negative reality that doesn't actually exist. And you have like a lot of imposter syndrome, anxiety, negative thoughts about how like things are going so badly, but really you just like don't really understand the full plan. That's my interpretation of the Devil card. I'll read you guys. This is 15. Okay. The Devil. The Devil card depicting the mythical satire shows you that the problem constraints The problem that constrains you are an illusion. The binding is of your own making. It's time to ask yourself what holds you back, and are you truly helpless to change the situation? And this is symbolic of addiction, obsession, materialism, and control. And so this is very much how I've been in the past of my business. Like up until very recently, I was trying to control everything, make things happen on my own way, just work harder, be smarter, all these things to like force, rather than just allowing things to just naturally happen or naturally transpire. And so that's been something that's come to me this week, is like, you don't have to like just try so hard. You can just like show up, be yourself, share what you know. And like the fact that you think that you don't know how to make this spiritual business, like that's a lie. You can figure it out. And so that's how this one resonates with me for past. So let's dive into present of my business. King of Pentacles. Okay, so generally anytime you get a king card, it's gonna have something to do with power, authority, conflict resolution, being in your power, different things like that. So Pentacles. The suit of Pentacles are related to the physical aspects of life: work, health, finances, creative outlets, and material possessions. They appear as a mirror for what manifests in the physical world. So think of the suits as, I relate it as this: suits, physical aspects of life, physical aspects of life, material possessions, career success, money, different things like that. And that's very in line, because that's what I've been focused on, is like, okay, how do I actually take this spiritual part of my life that I want to make into a business and be able to integrate it into work, health, finances, creative outlets, and manifest into material possessions. I don't really care about material possessions, but like I'd love to buy a last minute trip to Thailand, you know, just money to have a last minute plane ticket to Thailand. That's what I'm working for, you guys. I'm going to be honest. So that's what the suit of Pentacles kind of is as a whole. So King of Pentacles. Oh, this is so good. Okay, so this is my present spiritual business. You're willing to put in the work and have the patience to watch things unfold, which I've been doing this week. The King signifies that it's not time to rush projects on your table. You find order in chaos and help those who are in need. You give freely, for you know the more you give, the more you receive. You are generous with your resources, and people look to you for guidance. Wealth, influence, strength, leadership, generosity, long-term vision, structure, power, satisfaction. You guys, that's literally, so one thing I've been looking into is starting to go to metaphysical fairs, psychic fairs, holistic fairs, whatever you want to call them, and start doing like tarot readings, medium readings, Akashic Records readings, maybe some Reiki at these live festivals, events, things like that. And so there's some that are like legit next week that I really want to do, because I'm the kind of person, once I get an idea, like I wanted to do it yesterday, you know? But then it really is just like, it's not worked out for any of the super recent upcoming ones, but there's like 3 in October that I really want to do that are like late in October. And I'm like, oh, then I have to wait like a whole month to do them, which is totally fine. It's not a big deal, but I just like the instant gratification. And so the things for these 2 fairs that are upcoming that felt like kind of rushed, just like didn't work out. And I was like, oh, that's just like the definite sign. Like already I felt like, oh, it's kind of rushed. I don't know if I'm gonna have everything. I need to like order a couple things before I can go to these fairs. Like there's a couple other things I want to like experiment with in my business, some things I need to prepare, order, blah, blah, blah. And then like they just like didn't work out. And I was like, okay, that's clearly a sign that I'm like trying to rush it. And like instead of rushing it, I just need to go with these 3 that like I got like a gut instinct that were a fit for me towards the end of October, and accept that I need to be patient. Look at the cards talking to us, guys. Okay, that was King of Pentacles for present. Future, you guys, future of my business. We are channeling connecting people with their higher selves. We are channeling being able to just help people heal. So a lot of the work I've done in the spiritual realm has helped me heal from anxiety, depression, addiction. If you guys are new here, I'm active in the AA community. I've been sober for about 2 years. And so within that, I have really just been focused on healing myself, loving myself, resetting my nervous system, coming up with natural ways to deal with anxiety, holistic approaches to dealing with depression, just, you know, all the things. And I really just want to take all these things that I've learned and be able to use these to help people through Akashic Records readings, help them, you know, close the loop on grief and medium readings, do Reiki to help people have maybe some relief from maybe physical or mental things that are manifesting for them. And then of course be able to do Akashic Records reading and connect people with their highest self, their life purpose, their soul's library, you know, all the things. So that's what we're manifesting for this future card. Let's see what we got. Ten of Cups. It is, yep. It's like, hello, you're gonna have a baby, actually. My boyfriend does not watch my videos, but if he did, he'd be screaming. Okay, so 10 of Cups. So remember, cups are the suit that is about like creativity and fun and love and light. And let's see. Oh, hello, Mr. B. Okay, let's see what we've got. You guys, this one threw me off so much. I was not expecting for it to be a baby card. I was very much channeling, as you could tell, like something to do with like, I don't know, not necessarily the cups. Maybe I was channeling more wands, but we'll see. Okay, the Suit of Cups delves into your emotional state and relationships. The suit appears when you need to pay attention to your own intuition when making decisions, which I obviously do, because I just told you guys that whole story about how I was trying to force things to happen with psychic fairs that weren't meant to be. It was pretty obvious, and then it just didn't work out. And I was like, oh yeah, I knew from the beginning this wasn't a fit. Why did I try to force it? So yeah, I need to like take that I've learned from the present and put it into the future of my business. Okay, so now we're on to the 10 of Cups. Oh, this is so fucking cute. Okay, you have everything you need. You have achieved your happiness and wonder what is next. Pause and take time to feel the joys in your life. It is important to recognize and appreciate all the hard work done to get to this point. Marvel at your success and celebrate the accomplishments of others. You may be working towards something bigger, but for now, sit back, relax, and take in the beauty, happiness, and love. You deserve it. And this one is fulfillment, satisfaction, happiness, family, stability, harmony, commitment. Okay, I love this. So it's basically saying like you can't, like this card to me symbolizes like you can have it all. And let's be real, you guys. I'm about to be 32, and like I would like to have a baby at some point, but like I kind of want to feel like I have my like career life a little more together before I do. And this really is just like a symbol to me that like you can have it all, and you can like manifest and work and bring together the life you desire, rather and like have like the relationships and like the family life and all these other things that you want all at the same time, which has always been kind of something that I've wondered about, because I worked in the corporate world for 10 years. And so like people who try to have family lives and corporate careers don't mesh well together. And so that's always kind of been like a, how do I have both? And so I feel like I'm gonna be able to have both, and I cannot wait to take you guys on the journey. So this was my past, present, future reading. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We got real, we got vulnerable, we got honest, but it was fun. So I'll see you guys next time, next episode. And as always, happy healing.